Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a Puckin Round update. It's the second of March, and we've had a pretty exciting day in terms of what happened with the Oilers and potentially what may happen in the future, coming up in the next coming days. But I'm joined by Mike and Daryl, and we're here to just discuss about the Connor Murphy trade that happened today between Edmonton and Chicago, and about potentially what could be on the horizon. So we'll just have a recap of that trade. So the Oilers traded a second round pick um, in the year 2028 to Chicago for Connor Murphy. 50% retained. His salary was 4.4 million, and then it got retained to 2.2 million. The Oilers had to do some personnel change with Mangiapane and then bring up Howard and Szymanski to make this trade work, but ultimately they made it work. And like in my opinion, I thought it was a bargain, but I'm gonna get Daryl and Mike's opinion on it as well. So Daryl, you go first.
Yeah, so there's, there's there's a little bit of an echo. Sorry, but anyway, let's be brief here. But he's never been in the playoffs before. He's 32, so that's good. He checks a lot of boxes. He's an assistant captain. He was an assistant captain, and so everybody was saying he's leaving a locker room kind of guy. So just and right side, lots of good things there with that play.
Yeah. So to be honest, I'll admit don't know much about him as well. I've only seen him play in Chicago, and he always was a solid defenseman, at least defensively. I do know he can make a good first pass based on what fans have been saying and what Chicago fans have been relaying. But I also know he's not like a flashy player. He's more of a maybe more of an Adam Larson type of player. Obviously, I don't think he's quite as good as Adam Larson was in his prime, but that's where I'd range him. So, Mike, how do you feel about the trade?
I don't know about. I think he might be better potentially than Adam Larson. Like this guy, he's been in Chicago for 10 years. He hasn't gotten lots of media attention because he played a smaller role there, like in terms of ice time.
Yeah.
But he's looking at like a 220-pound, 6'4", huge shutdown defenseman. He's like over the past 10 years, he's posted elite defensive analytics every single year. And, if I remember correctly, fifth in defensive WAR on HockeyStats.com just for this season alone, which is pretty crazy. I think him with Wallman will be a very lethal pairing, and I think he's the exact sort of archetype player to be for a long time here. So
Yeah, and I agree with that. He is pretty much what the Oilers need. Although, like as people will probably tell you on X and on just like in our group chats that I was pushing for Justin Faulkmore and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I thought we needed another puck mover, and obviously that's not what the Oilers thought, because I think based off how they played in San Jose, you could tell the team, like defensively, they were terrible in front of the net. Particularly, one pair was terrible in front of the net, but they needed some help there. And it's not like Connor Murphy's going to change the whole defense core right away, but definitely is an upgrade. And it does also push everyone into their positions. It pushes Wallman into the left side, pushes Nurse down, and thankfully Nurse does need to be on the third pair. I know he's got a lot of haters, but I'm just saying, like, maybe Nurse playing third pairing will make him actually just see that he has to be much better.
Nurse in a third pairing role. Him and Emberson have actually been pretty solid like throughout this entire year. Like I like Emberson way more than Regula. So I think
Me too.
if Nurse is playing like a 17 to 8 minute type of game where he's like being sheltered, I think he'll be fine. Not costing too many goals. But another thing you got to look at is Connor Murphy and like the type of person he is. He's been a solid player in the league for a while now. He's been in Chicago. He's never made the playoffs, and he's never.
No, he's played 9 playoff games, like with Arizona.
The bubble, right?
I think it might have been during the bubble. Actually,
during the bubble.
You're right.
So,
yeah.
Right. So not real ones, but yeah, I guess the bubble.
Yeah.
He's never asked out. He's never had a complaint. And from what I've seen, a lot of Chicago fans saying on X, They're saying it's a great human being. He's a player to have on the team. And I'm pretty sure, like, Chicago fans were saying this could be the type of move that could win us the cup. So Blackhawks fans are saying that. It gets me really excited as well. Or the fans Edmonton.
I agree. And I know a lot of Chicago fans I spoke to, they were actually a little bit pissed off about the trade because they thought they would be getting a first for him. But I guess Chicago decided to do Bowman a favor. Like, I'll be honest, like, I'm going to give my reaction on this trade in the afternoon. Like, I was at work, after my lunch break, I went back to my desk, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so Connor Murphy got traded to the Oilers. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, great. Well, there goes our first rounder. It's going for, like, a defenseman who can play number 4, but, like, nothing flashy. But then when I found out it was a second-round pick and they retained 50%, I was, honestly, I was in shock. That's not what I expected at all.
Yeah. And the other thing, I don't know if you guys saw, there were lots of Montreal fans that really wanted Murphy, and they were mad that they didn't get him. Like, they were pissed off at Penn for Hughes not going for him. So I think when other teams are mad that they didn't make the trade that you did make, and they're like jealous of your trade, that just says how good of pretty good side you was.
Yeah,
unlike the trade where everybody was pretty much on one side.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was so wrong on that. Oh my god, I remember you guys remember how excited I got about that.
I think everybody was excited.
Yeah,
for the Oilers, but just not. Didn't work out.
What are you guys talking about?
Oh, sorry. We're talking about the Tristan Jarry trade. How excited all of us were, but yeah. Everything that happened there, that was pretty.
Well, Bowman's kind of like he's made a couple bad moves with Frederick and Jarry.
I have something to say about Frederick after, but yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying, he's kind of made a few disappointing trades that have aged pretty badly. So it's nice to see him getting a steal, and hopefully the Nicolas, whoever we end up trading for, is also at the same price value.
All right, so let's shift our focus to what potentially could happen, because today it seems like we already know now, because we traded a second-round pick from 2028 away. Yeah. Oilers still have their first. They're going to get cap space, because I'll say without a doubt that Mangiapane's going to get traded, and his $3 million is going to go with him. And we still have our first-round pick. We still have our 2027 second-rounder, I believe, and our third-rounder. So I expect the third-rounder to go with Mangiapane when we move him, but we still have that first and second. Based on tweets that we're seeing, Brian Lawton tweeted 3 hours ago. He said this Connor Murphy thing, I think it's the calm before the storm for the Oilers. So I was like, wait, what? I was like, what does that mean? And then Bob Stopper was saying that he expects the Oilers to make at least 2 more trades. One to move out cap space, that's probably Mangiapane, and another for a third line center or a third line winger. And that's where Mike and Daryl were gonna target first. I'm gonna say, 99% sure. I'm pretty sure it's Nicolas, which I'm excited about. I'm a really big fan of the player. I think he was great with Vegas. He did quite good with them. He made the final, I believe. He played 22 games, had 10 points. So I'm pretty excited about him if the Oilers acquire him. There's also other players if the Oilers don't get him, like Kirby Dach's okay, I guess, although he has injury problems. Charlie Coyle, I think, is a long shot now, based off how Columbus played today. But what do you guys think? Do you think Nicolas will be a good target, or do you think we're aiming somewhere else?
I'm not the biggest Wall fan. I know you and Zach like that.
Yeah.
I think if we're going to go out and trade our first round pick. Okay, do you think we're absolutely trading our first this trade deadline? Do you think there's any world where the Oilers don't?
I think so, man, because this is McDavid and Draisaitl talking about. They want to go all in every year. They can't just, we're going to save the first round pick and draft and wait 5 more years. McDavid only has 2 years left on his contract. Would you really want to take that risk?
I think if you're going to make a big move for next year, you can use that free agency to go sign a Nick Paul type player.
But you're gonna throw away 1 full year when you could just use it and help the team maybe win this year. I mean,
I I think I just don't know if Nicolas is worth a first round pick.
No. I'm not saying that first round pick's gonna go for Nicolas Wall. I think
who's it to go for?
that's what I'm asking myself.
Because
I don't think.
Because if we get Nicolas,
Yeah,
I don't think we're.
Sorry, Daryl. What do you think? Sorry, man. Sorry to cut you
I
off.
think the perfect person would be Boone Jenner. If you can get that guy, he's a left winger and he's a center. And so
And he does play both. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and he's the captain of the Blue Jackets, another leader.
But that's the other thing. Columbus won today. They were down 4-0 and they came back and won. Do you think they'll be selling? Pretty close to the playoffs.
I don't see them going anywhere in the playoffs if they do make it. I don't know. This may be one of those lost second moves.
Boone Jenner doesn't really fit their timeline anywhere.
That's true. But he is their captain.
I'm going to agree
Coyle, we have pipe dream. Oh, he'd be amazing.
Yeah,
sorry, Mike.
He's right-handed. So they need a guy that's a left winger as well. I'd love to see them put Nuge in the third line, and then find a left winger.
Yeah, but okay. The reason why I'm such a big fan of Nicolas Waugh is because he's a prototypical third line center. He's right-handed. He's got size. He's slow. Yes, his speed is a little bit slow. On his wing, at least for now, based off the line structure, let's say if the Oilers acquire him, it'd be Savoy, and on the other side it'd be Roslovic, right? So, I mean, it's not like that line would not have speed. It would just be slow, a little slower down the middle. And it's got speed on the wing, and Nicolas Waugh is a pretty decent passer. He's actually got good offense to his name. His highest point total was 41 points. I mean, that's pretty decent for a third line center.
Yeah.
That's why I want him there. Oh, and he's also got term at a pretty decent contract. That's why.
If I had to compare Nicolas to someone, it would probably be like a younger Adam Henry, like a bit of a slower guy who he's defensively responsible and he has a big body he can play with it. But I just don't know if that works, that type of centerman, because we had Henry. He didn't really work out for us ever in a third line center role. Like fantastic third line center we had was Ryan McLeod, and part of that was because of his speed. Like that's what made him so effective, and he's a good speed penalty killer.
That's true.
Yeah. So I don't know about Nick Waugh. Like honestly, if we make the trade, I'll convince myself. I'll convince the trade. Like obviously, I'm gonna buy in if we get him, but for right now, if we're gonna spend our first, I'd like to go after like a bigger target, like a Boone Jenner or a Ryan O'Reilly if he's interested in come down, and even Charlie Coyle like you said before.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think that first is gonna go for Waugh. I think if that first is gonna go, it's gonna go for like a higher prototypical third line center, or I
don't know. I think Nick Waugh might cost the first. Like if we get retention on him, which I think we're gonna have to.
But the thing is, why would you want retention on him? If I guess I understand that, right? But if you're gonna get retention on him, then what would you use that space for? Right?
Well, how much cap space do we have right now?
When Janmark goes on waivers and Mangiapane's moved, we'll have 4.45.
Well, Isaac Howard's probably going to be sent down
tomorrow. Yeah, he will be.
Yeah, so they'll probably keep... And honestly, it depends. Szymanski could be a good third-line centerman.
I think that's thrusting him in a bit too
I
early.
Agree. But I think Szymanski will have a role with his team.
He eventually will.
Isn't Janmark done for the year? So he'll be on LTIR.
Yep, he's done for the year.
Yeah.
He's getting surgery. I believe Stopper was saying he may have to go down to Colorado to get surgery.
That sucks for Janmark, man.
That sucks, but it's not like he was having a good season anyway. But maybe it was because of this injury. It might not have been because of him losing his game. I also have one question for you guys. Okay. Bob Stopper was saying on Oilers Now that Connor Murphy, if he plays really good, right, they may re-sign him. If we do re-sign him, do you guys think that's the end of Darnell Nurse? Because then you have Ekholm and Bouchard, then you have Wallman and Murphy, and then you have Stastny.
No.
I think there's a way.
There's a market for him, sure, but
Just made a mock trade.
NHL 26 stuff.
Sorry, Daryl.
Stuff you do in video games.
Yeah, Daryl. What were you saying? Sorry.
I just made a mock trade for Pedersen. Made Oric.
Well, yeah, I
Mock
saw
trade
the-
for
on
Pedersen.
Instagram, right?
Nice. No, that could work.
I don't know how you trade that guy either, but
Bro,
has to
Daryl,
be.
your mock trades, bro. I don't know if they're the most realistic, bro. I've been seeing them. Like,
I just
it's
do it
always,
to
like,
bug people, but yeah, I know a lot of them are pretty unrealistic.
pretty wild. But so what were you saying? Darnell Nurse, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, if they re-sign him, there's not really a need for him anymore. But
Yeah.
I just don't know how to make that work.
I don't think there's a need for Nurse anymore, and I think he knows it because the media. Honestly, I think the media is finally turning on him because usually the media doesn't say much about him and his contract. They always say, "Oh, it's because of the contract." They never appreciate what he's saying. But I think this might be his last season in Edmonton. But again, this is just me speculating, so I have no idea.
Well, it depends what he does on the playoff run.
Yeah, in the playoffs he does fall off like he did the last 2 years, right? So
Well, no, I'd say if he falls off like massively, then absolutely nobody's gonna want him.
yeah. So let's
He would
hope.
have to play at least always.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna say my Okay, so I think we'll be getting Nicolas Waugh. Mike, who do you think we get as your third line center?
I think we get Nicolas, but wouldn't be my first choice.
All right, Daryl. What about you?
I think that Nick Waugh is the same as Oriel, where it's trying to throw people off.
Smoke screen. A smoke screen. Okay.
Yeah.
Although we do have a scout in Toronto today. Scouts, sorry, in Toronto.
Whatever happened to the Bobby McMahon? Like,
Yeah. See, that's where I was gonna go, because I think.
I'm pretty sure he was going to be an Oiler.
Okay, I think if the Oilers are gonna give their first, right, then McMahon will have to be a part of the trade.
Hey, you know what? Bobby. That's crazy. Like, let's ride if we do that.
But then that also means like, okay, so what happens to put Coles in? What happens to Roslovic, Savoy, happening? Although I think
Still a fit for them. I just think who because Yanmark's out for the season now, so you need someone to replace him.
yeah, but McMahon's not gonna play fourth line. I mean,
No, McMahon plays third line.
third line, sure, but
Hogan can play fourth line. I think Frederick can play fourth line. Frederick's probably better in the fourth line role.
yeah, he's actually played pretty good the last 2 games. I think scored a goal.
He's been all right.
Yeah, fine. He's been finding his game, right? All right, so let's think of one dream player or a shot in the dark that you think could occur. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, just
You want to go first, Carmen?
I'm gonna go last. Daryl, you go first.
A dream.
So just like
dream.
right now,
I'm not quite
Not
sure.
dream, just not dream. Just a little bit of, maybe add a little bit of plausibility behind it, like why or how.
but like a little off the board, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I was just thinking. Florida is pretty bad right now. Maybe they want to get rid of Marchand.
Oh, that's actually I never thought of that.
The
Okay.
problem with that is, does Marchand like Edmonton?
He likes Canada. He's from Canada. Maybe he wants another cup.
But do you remember that one tweet he made a few years ago where they were talking about putting Edmonton with the All-Star game? And
Nope.
then he said, nobody wants to go to a dump like Edmonton for an All-Star game.
Yeah.
That
Well,
dude
maybe he
said a
also
lot of
wants to
things
win a
in his
cup.
life, though.
He said a lot, but you know what? If he came to Edmonton, I would love him
I'd
again.
hop on board.
He's having a pretty good season. Not gonna lie, for like a 39 to 40-year-old guy in hockey. Wow, he's doing pretty good. All right, Mike, what's yours?
I think the cap would be a little tricky, but you could make it work. I don't know if they'd sell because they are still in the hunt, but if we could get Jordan McCann from Seattle, I think that'd be...
Jared McCann.
Like, I'd be willing to spend the first and Nuggets.
He signed, right?
Who?
Jared McCann.
Yes, I think so.
Huh. I never thought of him either. That's interesting. Okay.
Jack's a huge fan of him.
Yeah.
No, Jared.
Yeah, I honestly thought Oilers would never have a chance to get him. So if we do, that's good. And okay, mine's a little bit. It's probably something stupid, right? But I'm just gonna say it. It doesn't really matter. But since Brian Lawton's saying, like, he called the Rantanen rumors last year. I remember that Edmonton was trying to get him. If you guys remember, he said it on Stopper's show. But I know the Oilers aren't looking at goaltending, but I think the Oilers somehow find a way to get Binnington. I don't know. Maybe they find a way to get him. That'd be pretty cool.
It'd have to be Jari going the other way, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think because if they're trading Robin Thomas, why wouldn't they take on Jari?
Yeah, and why wouldn't they move Binnington or why wouldn't they move Parayko, right? I think Binnington Oilers they tried for Binnington before. I think that could be someone they're looking at. I'm just speculating here, but it's just like a shot in the dark. You never know, right?
There's one more thing I also want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
This has been a huge topic of discussion for like the past couple days. Where does Bouchard fall in your? Let's say you guys both get a Norris ballot. Give me your top 5 right now, and where does Bouchard fall?
Top 5 left, sir?
You go first, Daryl.
I don't know what the question is.
I said, if you get a Norris ballot, what does your ballot look like? What's your top 5? And where does Bouchard fall?
Bouchard falls third. I'd say Renski, and man, I would have to probably go with the guy in Minnesota. Probably Bouchard. Yeah, Bouchard. Bouchard would have to go fourth then if it was in the car. Yeah, I'd do Renski, Hughes, yeah.
All right.
I'm not sure who the first one. What's that?
You said McCarr?
I'd have McCarr. Bouchard, yeah.
I don't know, bro. What do you think? What do you like more about McCarr's game this year compared to Bouchard?
Yeah, that's true. Actually, I just realized points-wise, they're pretty similar.
Points-wise, maybe. Yeah.
And the only thing McCarr has done more is just make the Olympic team, which, I mean, why wasn't Bouchard on the Olympic team?
I made a tweet earlier. McCarr wouldn't even be in my top 5. I would have 1A, 1B, Werenski, Bouchard. Put them in any order, I don't care. 3 Sutter has been having a terrific season, especially on the defensive side. And then, I think I said, who'd I have?
I'll just say my list. If you're trying to remember, I'll tell you my list.
No, I got it.
You got it? Okay.
I had Lane Hudson and Quinn Hughes.
As your top 2?
What about you, Carmen?
Wait, is that your top 2?
No, that's my 4 and 5.
Okay. My top 5, let's see. Werenski first.
Mm-hmm.
Bouchard second. McCarr third. Then Hughes. Then I'd have Hudson. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen my post recently. I've been like heavily critical of McCarr's game.
Yeah.
And like propping up Bouchard a lot. I think Kevin, he called me the biggest Bouchard defender on the staff. But Bouchard, the thing I love about him is just his ability, like his hockey IQ. First of all, doesn't touch enough, and his ability to just bring the puck, like joining a different way, and of course his shot. Like I think Bouchard just does a lot of things that don't get picked up on, and he's just noted for his shot and his defensive errors. But when you look at the other players that are in contention for the North, McCarr and Hughes, they make more defensive mistakes than Bouchard, at least this year alone. I don't think either of them are good defensively. Same with Werenski, but Werenski doesn't have any game in drive medal, so cool on that. But I just think McCarr has been really overrated this season.
This season, maybe. I think so.
Because he's been playing on the best offensive team in the league. He's part of the worst power play in the entire league. That's pretty funny. How does a power play with Nathan, McKinnon, and McCarr rank that low?
That's true. That's weird.
Yeah, I just don't know. But I'm just tired of Bouchard's effect. I'm tired of seeing North Dallas.
They're always going to do that, though. They're never going to stop because he's playing with McDavid. While McCarr plays with McKinnon, but, that's all good.
Yeah, but if you look at their goals for, expected goals for percentage, Bouchard's is higher away from McDavid. McCarr's is away from him.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also want to add. Sorry, if we do get a Waugh, then I'm not. I wonder if Henrique then does waive, because then where does he play? I just realized that.
I think he does waive, depending on the destination.
He's going to the Ducks.
You think?
You think so?
The Ducks are making the playoffs. I think he wants to be there for.
Well, he's familiar with the team. That's for sure. Spent like almost a decade in it.
I guess we'll see. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up for the podcast today. But guys, just another thing. Seattle won today, and that's not good for us. So we need to win tomorrow. The Oilers need to win tomorrow, or it's going to get really difficult. I think.
Who do we play tomorrow? Ottawa.
I believe. Oh wow! I can't believe I didn't even know.
I think it's Ottawa.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's against Kachuk.
Yeah, it's Ottawa. It's a 7. Well,
I think if Connor Murphy's in the lineup, I just don't think there's any way we lose that game. They're going to be playing for Murphy.
Let's not jinx it. Don't forget who we have in net.
If they lose. If they win, they win.
But no. We need to win, or it's a must-win game tomorrow, I think.
Well, bro, nothing. We're not going to jinx it by talking in a podcast.
I know. I'm kind of weird like that. I think. Yeah, I think if you talk about it and get cocky, it doesn't work out in the end. So, but that's just me, right? So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, any last thoughts before we wrap it up? All right.
I'm good. I'm good.
All right, sounds good, Daryl. All right, so we'll end off the podcast there. We're just gonna we'll probably be uploading this tomorrow morning, sending it out on X and YouTube tomorrow morning. So. Guys, just give it a listen, give it a like, and if you have any comments, just please comment below on our X account and give some feedback as well. All right. Good night, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.